Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Iftarin Desa Fitri and you can call me Iftah or If. First of all, do you know what a speech act is? What about speech event? So, how do you use it in your daily life? We will discuss all of them in this video, so watch until it's finished, okay? Speech acts. The theory of speech acts was put forward by two philosophers of language named John Austin and John Searle in the 1960s. Speech acts are utterances made as part of the communication or social interaction. Speech acts can be such as admonishing, affirming, ordering, calling, promising, questioning, asking, also warning. However, speech acts can be said to be successful if the speaker and the speech partner understand each other about what is being said. From the example, there was a slight misunderstanding of question A, but after the speaker A clarified the meaning of the question so that the speech partner B understood what A asked. Based on the context of the situation, speech acts are divided into direct and indirect. Direct is the existence of a speech act in which the speaker expresses the actual utterance without containing any implied meaning. Indirect is the existence of a speech act in which the speaker expresses an utterance indirectly or implicitly. From the example, the speaker directly asks the interlocutor to open the window. In indirect speech acts, the speaker has an implied intention that those who hear his speech immediately open window, doors, or even turn on the air conditioner so that the air temperature in the room returns to normal. Next, in speech acts, there are certain conditions, namely the felicity condition. Felicity condition is a condition when the utterance made has met the appropriate conditions such as appropriate context, conventional existence, authority, and the sincerity of the speaker. The aim is that the utterance can be recognized by the listener and the circumstance around the speaker must be following these conditions. For example, the context and the role of participants must be known to all parties and have good intention. Speakers must listen, understand, and believe that every utterance can be carried. Speakers are not forced and do not pretend. The performance will not be appropriate if the speaker is not a specific person in the particular context. From the example, in this case, the speaker must be the judge in the courtroom. In the second case, the speaker must be a married guardian at the wedding ceremony. Next, there are three levels of action related to speech acts, namely locutionary, illocutionary, and prolocutionary. The first locutionary act is a speech that has true meaning, is the meaning of a word that explains or informs something clearly without any other meaning or meaning in it. Based on grammatical categories, locutionary speech acts can be divided into three, namely form of statement or declarative, question form or interrogative, and command form or imperative. Form of statement declarative serves only to tell something to others that the listener is expected to pay attention. Question form or interrogative, the form of the question serves to ask something so that the listener is expected to provide answer to the questions posed by the speaker. And the third command form or imperative, the imperative form has the intention that the listener responds in the form of the requested action or action. Then second, illocutionary act. Illocutionary act is a speech act that contains the purpose and function or power of speech. This is the main focus of speech acts, like doing a deliberate utterance or action with the intention that the listener understands what the speaker's purpose is. This utterance serves to inform something or will do something. Next, in demonstrating illocutionary acts, Searle developed a device called the illocutionary force indicating device, or IFID. This is an expression to show the illocutionary power of an utterance. It is an expression of an utterance that contains a slow to place a verb that explicitly mentions the illocutionary action being performed, which contains word order, stress, intonation, counter, punctuation, verb, mood, and performative verbs. It's like the interrogative should indicate the utterance is intended as a question. The directive indicates the utterance is intended as an unnatural act of the directive, order, request, etc. Then there are 5 types of illocutionary points: representative, directive, expressive, declarative, commissive. For the first, representative used to express the truth according to the speaker's beliefs. For example, declare, make, complain, claim. Directive, the form of speech intended by the speaker to make an influence so that the speaker partner takes action such as suggestion, request, and orders. Expressive, speech that serves to express the psychological attitude of the speaker towards a situation. For example, thanking, apologizing, praising, blaming, condolence. Declarative, speech that connects the contents of the speech with reality. For example, surrendering, firing, lifting, punishing. And then commissive. Commissive speech act is an utterance in which the speaker commits to certain action, such as bets, guarantees, promises, or oaths. The third is prolocutionary. A prolocutionary act is an utterance that is followed by an action. It is an action in which the speaker not only expects the listener to understand the purpose, but also acts according to the goal that has been understood. For example, the speech partner who heard what the speaker said immediately helped the cat to be free again. This action is prolocutionary. So, locutionary acts are the production of utterances and expressions that lead to illocutionary acts to produce other expressions such as promises, offers, etc. Let's look at an example in a conversation. From this, the locutionary is: Annie tell her friends about the group representing for next Saturday is group 3. For illocutionary, Ina stated that she had not gotten a group and asked to be included in a group that lacked member. For prolocutionary, Inu understands that Ina hasn't been able to get into a group, and coincidentally there are not enough members, so he decided to invite her to join. And the last discussion is speech event. The existence of speech interactions between speakers and speech partners with the same topic in a certain place or situation. It can also be interpreted as an activity that is controlled by a number of rules and norms used in speaking. In this case, there are 8 characteristics of context that are relevant to speech events, namely speakers, speech partners, speech topics, time and place of speech, channel or media, code, dialect or style, message, and events or events. From the example, first, the interaction that took place between two friends who were discussing the taste of the food they bought at a restaurant they just opened that day. Then, in the second context, there are two residents at the patrol post discussing the result of inter-village football matches. Well, from these two conversations are examples of speech events with the appropriate context, where they are speakers, speech partners, and the same topic of discussion in the same place or event. Well, this is the end of our discussion. I hope what I say can be useful, and I apologize if there are shortcomings. On the last slide, I will share the results of the main map. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.